Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Market House, the podcast where we talk all things Disney. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Caitlin.
And she's back.
I'm back.
She's back from being sick a couple weeks ago. If you tuned in, you heard just me talking news because Caitlin had a little cold.
I did, but I'm back.
You recovered.
Healthy.
And you're covered right on time for our Disney trip, which we're going to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was so fun.
It was a fun trip. So, yeah, apologize for the unannounced kind of week off there. Caitlin was sick a couple of weeks ago, so I did some news. And then that Thursday we left for a Disney trip. Didn't get back till late Sunday night. And then we woke up on Monday and said, I'm absolutely exhausted. I want to make sure I'm rested up before talking about our fun trip that we had.
Yeah, we have a full trip to dive into.
Full trip. So we just said, you know what? Let's wait the week. Let's not rush this thing out. Quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Let's go. And we decided to wait a week. So again, apologize for that unannounced break, but we are rested and ready to talk about our trip. But first up, let's dive into that news. All right, our first news story has to do with the Imagineers, and they are a prized asset of the Disney Corporation, and keeping them happy is priority number one. I would assume, and it looks like the move to Florida has been delayed until 2026. So this was supposed to happen in the next couple of years, and I think they were building out some infrastructure for them out there to house them because they are moving the majority, if my understanding, like the majority of employees that were located other than studio employees located down in Southern California, they were moving to near Orlando at Lake Nona.
And that started during COVID, right? Like those years?
Yes.
Okay.
I think maybe just when COVID started to kind of lessen.
Yeah, because that phase already started going over there.
Yeah, they started moving. So Imagineers were one of the last, I think, to move over, and they were pretty unhappy about it. Even some prior Imagineers and existing Imagineers were like, yeah, not super excited about this move. We've always been in Glendale. It's been it's where Walt walked, was that Glendale office. And so they were a little hesitant to move. So it's been delayed till 2026. Most people are saying it's because they just can't build that building in time. It's just off, right? Everything's delayed. Some think it's some political reasons. We don't need to dive into it, but I think everyone knows what's going on with Disney and Florida. And so some are saying it might be a little game they're playing with the Florida government. So who knows? At the end of the day, it's probably a good mix of both.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of being a corporation today, is you got to deal with politics and logistics and all that stuff. So anyways, that's delayed. That's big news because who knows? Maybe they'll be around. That's why Disneyland kind of got, I would argue, like preferred treatment, was because all of our Imagineers were located here. And if those guys move over there, then Disney World gets all the newest stuff. And I don't know.
I hope they stay over here, especially because of the location that they're in right now with Walt being there. That's so special and
Wed
iconic.
Was located there. Yeah, so it's a lot of history. So I think having that looming over you, I think maybe motivates. It has a different aura of it reminds me of Haunted aura of foreboding. No, but it's a different feeling. If you know Walt walked those hallways, you got to live up to that. So I think it's a different feeling. I don't know. But yeah, Imagineers moving over to Florida, 2026.
Next up, we have some exciting news over at Disney's California Adventure. I almost said Grand Californian.
The Grand
For those who don't know, I always make that mistake. No, over at DCA, we have an exciting anniversary. Cars Land just celebrated on June 14th their 10th anniversary. I cannot believe it's been open for 10 years.
I know. Makes me feel old.
Seriously. I feel like they just announced it. And first of all, that place is so beautiful. It looks like it just opened yesterday. So the fact that they just hit their 10-year milestone, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's great. It's was one of the first projects I remember being old enough to know, more about the parks and be into it and kind of follow the construction updates. And I remember them announcing this is a $1 billion expansion, and that blew my mind.
Right, because again, when you look at the land, you're like, okay, this couldn't be cheap because it's so well done. But when you see billion, you're like, I know. Oh my gosh.
And it's not that big of a land. So the fact that it was $1 billion for, it's a decent sized thing. It's not as small as Marvel Land, right? Or is that what it's called? No, Avengers Campus. Good grief. Avengers Campus. It's not as small as that, but it's not Frontierland, I guess. It's not super large. So But like, I guess it does make sense with Radiator Springs Racers. That's a
that's a ginormous ride.
Ginormous ride.
Yeah.
It's both like a thrill ride and dark ride. So like that was probably expensive. Replicating that mountain range, that's got to be expensive. So yeah, it's a great land. I know a lot of people would want it added to their park. I know East Coast wants it real bad. But I think they have a Cars Land in China? I think they do.
I don't know. I thought we were the only ones that had it.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it's in the works or something?
I think it might be in the works. Don't quote us on that, but...
Yeah, for some reason, I think there's one other Disney park that's getting it, but I may be wrong. But no, it is a fantastic part of the park.
That place is amazing during Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys have not been down that main strip of Route 66... with
the
Oogie Boogie and like oh my gosh, it's magic.
It's great.
But I also wanted to add, it's quite interesting that all of the issues with Radiator Springs is happening on the 10-year anniversary. Because again, we'll dive into this later, but they were having issues while we were there too.
Yeah,
it was closed.
Yeah, so what, 2-3 weeks ago, it closes down for like a week because of a fire that broke out with one of the ride vehicles. They fixed that apparently, and then when we get down there, it's closed for like 3 days.
Oh yeah, we
2
didn't
days.
write it.
We didn't write it. No.
Yeah, we'll get into the reasons why, but yeah, it's just but super exciting. Again, happy 10-year anniversary, Cars Land. We love you.
All right, and our last news story has to do with a expensive Disney trip that was just released as an option, and this has made the rounds on every social media site in the world, and everyone's talking about it. $100,000 Disney trip was announced from Disney, and you not only visit all the theme parks around the world, but a ton of other destinations. I think it's like 14 countries or something crazy. And it'll cost you, let me read this little thing here. So, bucket list adventure aboard a private jet for 75 fans, an around the world trip spanning 24 days, 6 countries, and all 12 Disney theme parks, for the low starting price of $109,995. So you can go to, it looks like the Taj Mahal, Pyramids of Giza, Eiffel Tower. What else? You'll travel in a luxury via a VIP configured Boeing 757 operated by Iceland Air. Has Wi-Fi. That's nice.
Wow.
For $110,000, I hope it has Wi-Fi.
Let me just do this really quick though. I wanted to add this. If you divide, let's just say 100,000 though, by 75 people, it's only $1,300 a person. Is that right?
Really?
That's what I just did. Look. Okay, hold on. Brief moment.
We're doing some math here, folks.
100,000
divided by 75. What? Hold on.
That doesn't make sense.
I mean, if you wrangle up 75 people, that's not bad. That can't be right.
That's not right. You watch me do the calculations though, right?
Hold on. Let me read this. Isn't the bucket list of 75 ultimate? Okay. Okay, maybe it's 110,000 a person.
That's what I think it was.
That has to be it.
Yeah, because I'm like, there is no way that it's that cheap.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. That's crazy. So let me just read. That doesn't make any sense because there's
no way. Because that'd be like everyone and their mother would do that. They would just get 75 people to join in. Oh yeah.
Okay, listen to this.
We don't know 75 people that would do that.
I don't care. We'd get some Facebook group or something. Here are the accommodations for the Disney parks around the world. Private jet adventure, Grand Californian Hotel and Spa, duh. Skywalker Ranch, which is a very fancy, there's a fancy bed and breakfast on the property. Tokyo Disneyland Hotel, Shanghai Disneyland Hotel, Hong Kong Disneyland Hotel, some places in Cairo and stuff. Disney's Hotel in New York, The Art of Marvel, Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. That is insane. 68 meals total for this trip. Again, this is courtesy of I'm on Disney Tourist blog. I want to make sure I give them the credit.
Does it say how long the trip is?
Yeah, it's 24 days.
That would be an amazing trip, though. I mean, again, clearly
it's like a month, bro.
Afford $200K, but
$200,000. That's a lot of cash.
And again, you think about the people that would want to bring their family.
Yeah, dude.
Like, it's not usually just going to be 2 people going.
But
it is, if you do have the money.
It's saying it's up to 75. No, I think it is.
There's no way.
We need to look into this. I almost want to call and just ask. Because if it's $1,300 a person, if you can wrangle 75 people together, that is a trip.
That is so many people, though.
Let's do it.
And then so many people that you actually want to be around for 24 days.
I mean, you don't have to do everything with them.
You know what we should do? We should put it on our Market House Podcast Instagram and be like,
does anyone want to do this with us? That would be sick. Anyways, we'll see. I mean, I doubt it is $1,300 a person. I'm sure there's some caveat in there.
I thought it was a person, $100,000.
That would make sense, but the wording says $100,000. You'll visit the theme parks and other destinations with up to 75 of your closest friends. Up to at price at 110. They would have said like at an additional cost. They would have said some kind of thing. I don't know. We're spending too much time on this. Other than there's a very fancy, cool private jet adventure that you can do. We don't know if it's 110,000 for 75 people or 110,000 per person. Have no idea, but it looks fun, sounds fun. Good luck to those who want to do it. And attaboy, atta-girl, you have made it in life to afford 110,000.
Technically, if it's 109,000, if you divide that by 45, it's $1,453.33.
I mean, that's a chunk of change, but that's reasonable.
To go to all the parks for $1,400?
That doesn't sound right.
That'd be $2,800 for us to go.
We need to look into this. I almost want to send an email or something to say, hey, if I did want to bring 75 people on this, how much would it be?
Why 75? Oh, up to 75. Up to. Yeah, just me and you.
No. That ain't happening. All right. Enough about the news. Let's dive into our fun trip report. All right, that brings us to our Disneyland June trip report.
I can't believe it's June.
It's June.
Well, it's almost July, technically.
Caitlin, you're right. I'm glad you know how a calendar works. But yeah.
Someone's a little grumpy today.
I just got to look, folks. A little look on that one. I'm just messing with you. But no, we just got back from our fun Disneyland adventure and excited to share it with you guys. We went last week. It was pretty decent weather, right?
Yeah. I mean, again, for June, it being almost summer, like it was a little toasty, around 3 to 5. But other than that, I felt like it was really good weather.
Yeah, it could have been worse, I guess.
Yeah, no, 100%. There was a breeze, which was really nice.
Yeah, hottest day was Saturday, and that was like 88-ish degrees.
Yes, but the humidity was really high this trip.
Yeah, it was sticky, man.
Not entirely sure why. I don't know. I don't really think that's normal down there.
I don't know. It felt like the Midwest.
Yeah, but again, if the humidity was a little bit lower, I felt like it would have been a little
manageable.
More manageable. But other than that, I can't complain. It was really good weather.
Yeah, that was the only day we did a midday break, which we'll talk about at our hotel. But all the other ones, we managed to stay the whole day.
Yeah.
We just did a lot of AC breaks and coffee breaks. Starbucks took a lot of our money. But
Fiddler, Pfeiffer.
Yeah, Fiddler, Pfeiffer, and Practical Cafe.
Whoop, whoop.
Memorized it. All right, let's talk about... we're going to just kind of go from the beginning of our trip, and then we'll start talking about highlights throughout the entire time. So let's start off with our flight with the oh-so-reliable Southwest Airlines.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so we were delayed again. This one was minor, but this is I went look back at our vacation travel history. This was the 6th flight in a row that was delayed.
Yeah, and again, I understand that things happen, so I don't want to be like negative Nancy about everything, but it's just frustrating when, again, the plane is coming from LA to Sacramento and it's late 6 times every time. Or not 6 times every time, but you know what I'm trying to say.
It's delayed 6 times every time.
The first time it was delayed a couple hours and we barely got on a flight to get down there earlier. And then, that one as well. We didn't get home until after midnight when we were supposed to get home at like 9:30.
Yeah, the last trip was a joke. That was March.
Yeah.
And on the way down, it was delayed like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
We hopped on the last 2 seats available on another flight. Mm-hmm. That was a mess. They were working to get our bag to us. And then, coming back from that same trip, we were delayed 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
So just an idea, like the one going down there, it was only delayed, I think, like 20 minutes.
No, so it was delayed 35 minutes, but they made up some time in that.
Okay. And then the one on the way home, it was delayed a little bit because something about the crew didn't get there on time or something like that.
So we sat around for another hour and a half.
We sat around for an hour and a half, and then the flight took longer because they were circling. So we didn't get home until, it was like
this whole
an hour
point,
and 45 late?
We'll get to I guess we'll talk about it now. But this time we usually take the last flight out of John Wayne, which is like 8:45, 8:50-ish. So you get home around 10. But by the time you get in your car, drive home, it's like 11, 11:30, and you're not going to bed till like 1 in the morning because I'm the type that wants to unpack right when we get home because I have OCD. And I don't want to deal with it the next day. So it's a late night. So this time you said, you know what? Why don't we go home a little earlier around the 6 or 7 o'clock flight?
Yeah.
And that way we're home. We can have a late dinner. We can do laundry. We can kind of like wind down at home. I said, that's a great idea. By the time we got home, it was like
the same time.
Not that different.
No, it was the same time we normally would have been home on the later flight because of all the delays.
Dude, so, no, I'm sorry. That would have made it the 6th or 7th flight then because I forgot the one home.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is there's a trend and it's with the same airline. We've flown Delta since then and American and they both worked out just fine. So Southwest is on my crud list right now, not going to lie. It's been an absolute joke. It's an hour flight. It's easy to figure out.
Yeah, but again, we don't have any other options at our airport to get down there because we're not flying into LAX.
No, so if you're flying to LAX, you got all the options in the world.
Right.
But since we want to go into Long Beach or John Wayne, you're stuck with Southwest.
Yeah.
JetBlue used to fly down there, but they've since left.
Yeah, and again, for those who are like, we'll just fly into LAX. It's kind of not that simple just because of how much Uber is right now. It's going to end up being more expensive to go to LAX than it is to the other ones.
Exactly.
So it's just...
And time, dude. You're an hour in the car.
Again, first world problems, but it's just frustrating when you start your trip off that way. And then when you're exhausted from coming home on a Disney high, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I have to wait like 3 hours.
I know.
Woo.
So we got some McDonald's fries and just munched on
We
those
loved
on the way
it. That was
home.
fun. Yeah.
We made it work. But so... Didn't start off like fantastic just because we're like, of course there's another delay. So now we should probably just like expect it every time.
Yeah.
So we got down to, we flew into Long Beach this time, came home, what do you call it? Orange County. But landed into Long Beach, took an Uber to our original hotel, and there's going to be a little twist on that in a second, to drop our bags off. So we had like a kind of a Thursday night in the parks.
It was great.
Yeah, so we dropped off the bags at the Hampton Inn. So this is the newer one off of Catella. This is not the Hampton Inn Garden Grove, which is way down harbor by that Target.
No.
This is the newer Hampton Inn that just opened pre-COVID, like in 2019.
Yeah, it's over by like...
Is kind of the highway.
It's by the highway, but it's over by like Cheesecake Factory. Is it Cheesecake Factory?
The Garden Walk.
Garden Walk. So just past that. So you're like right by, there's a Habit across the street.
Yeah. So you can walk to if you're a big fan of the Garden Walk, you can walk to it.
And another great thing is it's right next to the Disney buses.
Yes.
So we literally could walk there from the hotel.
So our room overlooked the Toy Story Land hotel. Or not Toy Story
hotel.
Land. Good Lord.
The parking lot.
I have to get used to this again. The 1 week off messed with my head. The Toy Story parking lot is what we overlooked from our room. So we literally walked, 100 yards and we were on the bus?
It was nice.
Yeah.
But, so we got to the hotel, dropped our stuff off, and then, like Caleb mentioned, we went over to the buses in the Toy Story parking lot, got on the bus, which was nice. It was on one of those really, I have to just mention this.
The extension
buses, and that was such a weird experience.
Yeah.
But our first park that we had reservations for was DCA, so we went over there. We decided to get some dinner at the Lucky Fortune Cookery.
Yeah.
It was pretty good this time. The past couple times, again, for those who don't know and are new here, Caleb has celiac disease, so we have our favorites around the park that have unique gluten-free offerings that he normally can't have. So at Lucky Fortune Cookery, he has gluten-free teriyaki chicken, which a long time ago was the most amazing dish ever. It kind of went through it's not very good. They kind of changed it a little bit. But this past trip, I thought it was really nice.
It was good. Back in the day, this is probably 4 or 5 years ago, it used to come in like a
little carton.
Yeah, like Chinese food to go box kind of thing. And the chicken was better back then. They gave you way more rice. Like the serving size was much more. And it was like $8 or $9 or something.
Yeah.
And it was a great value.
Yeah, it's not $8 or $9 now.
Not that anymore. It's like $12, $14, and you get way less food. The presentation's nicer. It comes on this like plate and stuff. It comes with like veggies. Way less food. The sauce is different. It's never really hot. So like it hasn't been awesome. That's why we took a break from it. But this time it was pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't really warm.
It was not hot.
It wasn't hot. It was kind of warm.
It was warm.
But other than that, even though it wasn't really hot, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
So
I'm a weird person with like hot food, so I need my food hot. But I got over it real quick because the flavor was pretty good. It was good. Rode some rides and ended the night with the Main Street Electrical Parade. We caught a little bit of that. We didn't watch the whole thing.
Well, it was very chaotic.
Very crowded.
A lot of people there.
The Disneyland shows are back, man. Because like when those are back, the crowds are freaking crazy at night.
But I have to say, though, we did wait. We caught the tail end of Main Street Electrical Parade and then literally hopped right into the most perfect spot for Disneyland Forever fireworks.
It worked out great.
It was perfect.
Yeah, we just walked over. It was kind of surprising because I don't know if people are, again, used to this or know about it. that the fireworks are right afterwards. Because people kind of like started leaving the park, and there was a giant hole.
Yeah,
like,
it was great.
We just kind of walked in the middle of the main street, and I looked around. I'm like, why is
the perfect
yeah,
view.
why aren't people lining up? And then I think people started realizing, oh, fireworks are starting.
Yeah.
So amazing view. That freaking show, man. I missed it so much.
Yeah,
and I
it's
don't think I realized how much I missed it until I was watching it.
And the music. It makes you almost want to cry when I hear it.
Oh, so good. So
but I'm glad we did watch it because they canceled it the rest of the night, or the couple nights that we were there.
yeah. The couple nights we were there, they ended up canceling because we were like, okay, I don't know, like your Disneyland time clock, you're like, okay, fireworks are starting soon, and you expect to hear them, and both nights they did not go off.
Yeah.
So the 2 nights we were there late enough to hear them, they did not go off because of wind and all that good stuff. So glad we caught it the first night because we would not have caught it. Okay, this is where things get less than ideal. When you leave Disney parks, things go crazy, right? I don't know. The Disney magic, man. The Disney bubble, nothing can go wrong. I like to imagine it. That's how it goes. No, so we were walking back. I'm sorry, we didn't walk back. We took the buses, went back to the hotel, the Hampton Inn, Anaheim, and I maybe slept a whopping like 4 hours, maybe. It was miserable. And let me tell you why. And some people are going to roll their eyes and go, dude, get over it, or like figure it out. You're at a hotel. I'm a baby when it comes to my sleep. I like my sleep. I'm a grump when I don't have it. And you're nodding along. You're agreeing a little too much.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's okay.
I need my sleep.
All like that.
I need my sleep. I have my thing, right? So I sleep with a fan every single night. And I need that white noise. I need the like air circulation. I get hot easily.
Yeah. Well, I'm converted. I'm the same way now.
Yeah. I sleep hot. So like I need some kind of air hitting me. Even in the wintertime, I just like air hitting my face. Don't know why. I think it's just because I grew up with a fan.
Right.
So I need that. So we actually travel with little travel USB fans.
Yeah,
and those work great. They're just enough air to like get some airflow going. And usually to simulate the home fan, I can turn on manually on the AC, the climate control. I can turn on the fan mode, right? So you can do auto, low, high, whatever. This was locked down. I could not adjust it. Now, mind you, we're paying. This is no fancy hotel. This is a Hampton Inn. This is like,
but it was very expensive.
$210 a night. So this is Disneyland pricing, but I'm paying $210 a night, and I can't control the thermostat. Like I was so frustrated. You can control the temperature, but it would not let you turn that fan feature on.
No, and the other issue was when the AC would go on and off.
Oh my Lord!
It would like
click on,
but it was like
yeah.
Like and it was waking us both up every time it would happen.
Yeah, so going off and on, it would do this like loud clicking. The thermostat would make this very loud clicking sound, and then it would just like it would start up. So it's the old. Sorry, that's my impression of a starting AC condenser. No, this was the old. They had the old style AC units in the wall. Like this is a brand new, it was built in 2019.
Yeah.
And it had the old school in-wall AC units that you can see like in the Motel 6. Again, nothing against that stuff, but I'm paying $210 though. If I wanted that kind of thing, I'd go save money and pay $70 a night. But I'm paying $210. So like central AC, no, not good enough for that. I was just a little bothered by like the price point and looking around going like, this does not feel $200 a night.
Yeah. And then again, the other thing that we did notice was the bed was okay.
It was hard.
The pillows weren't they were like the ones where you kind of like you press or you lay down and they just sink.
Yeah, so like the pillow takes over your field of view.
The bathroom was nice. Liked the bathroom. There was a sliding glass door that you got into the bathroom that had a big mirror on
like
it.
The barn door thing.
Yeah, loved that was very nice.
Yeah.
It was a good size. But yeah, it's just like little things where if you're waking up every hour that thing's coming on and off.
Yeah.
It's just a little.
And I'm probably being a little harsh because I did not get sleep. So.
Yeah, but from someone, I slept a little bit more than you did. It was a bummer. And again, you look at the pricing and you're like, well, it's not really worth it.
No.
But I did want to say, which Caleb will get into the exciting news in just a couple minutes. I just wanted to say for the hotel, the management was super helpful. They were super nice.
Staff were awesome.
We ended up going somewhere else, which Caleb will lead into. But with that transition, the staff was very sweet and helpful. Nothing negative there. Like again, they could be like, "Are you kidding?" No, but it was. I was very happy with the way that we exited.
100%. Yeah. So again, I'm a baby. I would bet you 80% of people would get over what I just complained about. I think most people probably don't sleep with fans, and they're like, yeah, that doesn't bother me. I'm a heavy sleeper. If you're a heavy sleeper, it's a great hotel. Yeah. It really is. It was clean.
Oh, yeah.
They had free breakfast downstairs in the morning. It smelled amazing.
Like pancakes.
Yeah, it's a newer hotel, so it was awesome. Like, honestly, 80% of people that don't have sleep issues, it is a great hotel. It really is. And especially pricing wise, like it's competitive. $200 is a lot a night, I would say, for the brand and everything. But for Anaheim, that's kind of par for the course. So let me tell you what happened the next morning. So I woke up, or not really woke up, I just laid there. And I was so enraged that at 3 a.m, I was on my phone, wide awake, like looking at hotel options for the next day. Because I'm like, I can't do 3 nights of this. Or 4 nights. How long were we there? Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night?
And Sunday. We left on Sunday home.
Okay, so 3 nights. So I'm like, I can't do this for another couple nights. There's no way. Like, I'll go crazy. So Caitlin woke up, rolled over, and I said, hey, I've been up for quite a while. We're moving. So let's pack up everything. Go ahead and get ready for the day.
I was like, what?
I know. And she's like, what? I'm like, I couldn't sleep. I'll get into it later. I'm going to go downstairs and talk to the front desk. Just get ready for the day.
Yeah.
So I went downstairs. Again, Caitlin's right. The staff were awesome. I told them the situation. I said, hey, it's less about the hotel, more about me and my weird sleep things. It's kind of loud for my taste. I just need to be able to control these things, and I can't. And I'd rather leave and just cut my losses. Oh, no problem. Yeah, let me just click, and clicked a couple buttons, and I was on my way. Right, just charged me for the one night and said, don't worry about the other two. We'll figure it out. So that was very nice. Would have been a different trip, but they didn't do that for us. But they let us go free and clear. I just tried to combine those two words.
But we packed up all of our stuff.
Yeah, we packed up all our stuff, and I said, Caitlin, we're going to a nice hotel because I can't do this again. So I surprised her with a stay at the Westin.
Oh my gosh.
And this hotel, let me tell you, man. The Uber driver.
Oh yeah, you told the story.
Even the Uber driver was like, oh, all right, bro. So he picks us up at the Hampton, and he sees the location as the Westin, which was like 6 minutes away. And when he's dropping us off, he's like, oh, dude, upgrading? I said, yeah, a little bit. I'm like, I was like, yeah, it's an upgrade.
Before, like, you guys tune off and you're like, okay, the Westin. This was the most, I mean, again, I'm going to just do a backstory on myself. Me and my family never really stayed at fancy places. Like, we were always at, like, the Holiday Inn Express. What was the one that what's on the one on the Main
the Best
Strip?
Western.
That's what my family stayed at because my parents' philosophy was you're not in the hotel a lot, you're at the park, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Caleb's family was more of like, well, it's important to stay at nicer hotels. So I kind of learned the nicer hotel life, I guess you could say. Yeah. And it's nice. But so when Caleb surprised me, I walked in and I was overwhelmed. This place, it smelled like a spa. And I'm not talking like a water spa. I'm talking about like a spa retreat. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
The staff, like, they already knew your name, which was crazy to me. And I won't say their name, but they're like, hello, Mr. So-and-so. And I'm like, what in the world? And
it's probably because, like, I don't know why. I mean, I don't know if it's because I'm a Marriott member. I don't know what happened. But pulling up, the experience of pulling up, taking our stuff out. Yeah, I mean, the staff, like the valet team, like opened the doors up for Caitlin and unloaded our suitcase. When you're paying, again, let's just clear this out. It is expensive. It's not a cheap place. It's not $200 a night. But at that moment, I'm like trying to because trust me, I'm the guy that's like, I'm thinking of ways to save money on trips and stuff. I think it's when I woke up and I said, there's no way in God's green earth that I can do another night without sleep. So I'm just going to cut out all the variables and go straight to the thing I know best and just go to a nicer spot. I don't know how to explain.
And again, we're the people that we don't just blow like money. We're very conscious of saving.
I think we're justifying why we did this.
No. And it's just good to even say, because we normally don't do sporadic things like that. And it was so nice to go and I don't want to sound like a young kid, but I'm like, it was such a YOLO experience.
It was like, you know what? And I think, you know what? We're going to die. This is going way off the rails. But I think it was post pandemic and stuff. Your kind of process changed, your thought process on life changed, and you go, you know what? I'm not promised whatever.
No.
So, if I have the means, if I'm blessed to have a couple extra bucks, I'm going to go ahead and spend that with my wife and go.
And it was the most memorable experience I've ever had.
It was awesome. It was definitely the right call. Mm-hmm. It is the nicest. Don't get me wrong. It is the nicest flipping hotel in the Anaheim area. It has to be. Between them and the JW, I bet.
I think the Westin by far.
Well, we haven't stayed at the JW.
No, but the rooms. Okay, I'm trying to, for someone who has not experienced this before, you guys, the carpet was soft and I can't even explain it. The bed was elevated and there was robes and slippers.
Very excited about the robes.
We'll get into that. The bathroom, and it was clean. when I wanted to back up just a little bit because I'm just getting so excited. The lady that helped check us in was so sweet. We were just talking to her, and what did you make a joke?
I made a joke. So I said, first of all, I booked the room maybe 45 minutes before we showed up.
Right.
So it was very last minute. So I said, hey, this is my name. It's my ID and credit card and all that stuff. We just booked this. So hopefully she's like, oh, I see it. Hey, whatever. It popped right up. And she's like, yep, let me see if we actually have any rooms available now. Because check-in's not until 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Right.
We were there like at 10 in the morning, 9:30 or something like that. And I said, oh, okay, no worries. And she's like hunting a little bit. And like 30 seconds later, I said, oh, hey, no worries. If you have to put us in a park view room, we'll get over it. And she started laughing. She's like, oh, you'll suffer through that. I'm like, oh yeah, we'll suffer. And she goes, okay, well, I actually got you. She kind of said like, it's not so much a park view, but it's more of a fireworks view because it might be blocked a little bit, but you'll be able to see some of the park. And I'm like, oh, I was kidding. But she's like, no, here's your keys.
Yeah, and let me tell you, it was a park view.
It was nice.
We could see the Incredicoaster and Mickey's Fun Wheel.
From our room.
Yeah.
It was awesome. You could hear people on it.
And we had a balcony.
Yeah, we had a full-on balcony, like full-on balcony. Not
with patio furniture.
Patio furniture. A table, chairs, a bench. It was really nice.
It was beautiful.
So again, let me tell you people, it's an expensive stay, but you get what you pay for kind of down there.
Yes.
Especially now. The difference between that and the Hampton Inn, not that much. And you get way better experience over at the Westin. So again, if you guys are maybe hesitant on kind of YOLOing a trip maybe, or if it's your first time back at the park, treat yourself. Like, I'm not going to lie, some of the hotels on Harbor have deteriorated. Like, they have not updated them because they don't have to. They are full at capacity because people are visiting the parks. They don't need to upgrade their rooms.
Right.
And they're charging $280, $350 a night for a Spring Hill. A Spring Hill Suites is charging $300 a night.
For that, you might as well go.
You might as well go to the Westin.
Exactly.
Because it's like very similar. So yeah, I can go on and on and on about that hotel. It was absolutely amazing. Your walk to the parks is through downtown Disney. You walk 5 minutes on the road, and then you take a right, and you're on downtown Disney property. It is awesome.
It's beautiful.
It is if you're going to walk 15 minutes to the park, this is the walk to do. It was awesome. You literally passed by Paradise Pier 5 minutes into your walk. So you're pretty much walking with Disney hotel guests the whole way.
Yeah. It was 10 out of 10. There was nothing wrong.
Literally nothing wrong with that hotel. Nothing wrong.
Yeah.
It was awesome. So we left that hotel going, how the heck do we stay there every single time?
Yeah, I definitely, again, because it's something we have to save for. If you ever have a couple extra Disney dollars to put towards it, I highly recommend saving up for it. It is one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had.
It was awesome. It was a great time, and great sleep was had.
Yes.
I could sleep there. Okay, hey, this is Caleb and Caitlin.
Ooh.
We're interrupting ourselves to make a fun announcement. So
we have a surprise announcement. You guys are hearing it first.
Yes. Okay, there's going to be an important keyword I'm going to share with you in a second, and this can enter you into a giveaway over on our Instagram. So if you want to hear all the details, it's going to be like both ways, right? So people...
Yeah. This is going to be for bonus points, like
yes.
what we're about to tell you.
An extra entry, essentially.
And then everything else is going to be on our Instagram on Market House Podcast.
Yes, so keep an eye out. If you're not already following us, go over there, Market House Podcast, if you're not following us already. But we're going to be doing a giveaway over there, and this keyword will get you an extra entry. Here it is. The keyword is lamplight. Okay?
I'm so excited.
And if you use that word, and Caitlin will, give you directions and instructions over on Instagram to what to do with that word. But lamplight will be your key to another entry for a fun giveaway over on our Instagram. Okay, back to the show.
Good luck.
Bye.
Bye. But let's talk about our first day at the park.
Yeah, let's talk. We got to go. We have to roll through this because we're already eating some time up. So let's talk about our first full day.
Yeah, going to the park. Remember what happened with the puppy?
Yeah, Caitlin got selected for security check testing.
Yeah.
With the security dog. So, they have those dogs that walk back and forth and smell, see if you have any illegal substances on you. I don't know exactly what they're smelling for. I'm assuming drugs and bomb things. Thank God they're there.
Bomb things.
I don't know. To check that stuff because the world is crazy.
Right.
So, those cute puppies, dogs do that.
So cute.
They're very cute. And there's labs, there's like bloodhounds, there's German Shepherds doing it. They have all kinds of dogs doing it. So Caitlin was chosen by a security guy. Said, hey, ma'am, would you have a couple minutes to help us test our dog?
I was like,
Caitlin's
yeah.
Sure. So she put on this little, fanny pack thing?
Yeah, it was almost like a
satchel.
Kind of thing. And it was black, and it had some sort of like, it almost smelled like dog treats inside of it. I'm not kidding. So I put that on, and he's like, hey, act completely normal. Like,
just walk.
Don't look at the dog, just walk.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, so I'm not going to lie. I started getting nervous because I'm like, is the dog going to attack me? Or
and I told her, she asked me that, and I said, if it does, then don't worry about it, because we'll go to Disney for free for the rest of our lives.
That's nice. No, these dogs are so cute. So I'll give like a little just quick thing of what I was like, and then Caleb watched behind me. So I was walking through, my heart's like pounding because I'm like, I don't know what this dog's going to do. I hear the dog, that's what the officer, kind of like scurrying around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Yeah. And then you can jump in of like what you were seeing.
Yeah. So you walk through. I was going to record, but the guy's like, hey, can you not like record? Because the dog will like, no, it's and I was, oh, no worries. So I put my phone away, and we're walking through, and yeah, so the dog sniffs Caitlin and like immediately goes into like, I want whatever's in that bag, and is like yanking the dog like against the leash, right? Mm-hmm. Not going to like bite you, but like earnestly wanting to sniff you. Yes. Mm-hmm. And then the security guard's like just trying to settle it down, like, whoa, you're good, like petting it. And then
the guy's like, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. So you stop and turn around, and they're like, yeah, you're good. You did a great job. Thanks for letting us do that.
And we got to meet the dog.
It was
so fun.
Yeah. He had a little toy, and he was
he was so cute.
Invested in that toy.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was a unique experience that we got to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anyway, we headed into Disneyland to get breakfast at one of our favorite places ever, Tomorrowland Terrace.
Yes.
And we got our favorite. Caleb gets his gluten-free breakfast sandwich, and I got a breakfast burrito. For those who do
a burrito?
For those who have not had the American breakfast burrito, you're missing out. It's so good.
It's really good.
Get it.
Well, I can't have it. But I can have my gluten-free breakfast sandwich. Mm-hmm. It's the only time I really have a breakfast sandwich ever. So
right. And it's all they wrap it up in foil for you.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
I don't get to like have every single time you go to like a restaurant that has gluten-free burgers, it's like a sit down, so it comes out. I don't know. It's nice to have a like casual, like, hey, a burger wrapped in foil. How cool is that? Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's weird, but enjoyed that. Another highlight of that day is we tried the Cobb salads at Plaza Inn.
Very good.
Yeah, I was telling Caitlin, I want something lighter, because at the end of your Disney trip, I go, I'm so full of food. Mm-hmm. It's heavy food. You know, you're talking pizza, burgers, pasta. It's so heavy. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, is there any light options? Mm-hmm. Are there any light options at the parks? And she did some research. She goes, hey, they got salads at Plaza Inn. Let's try them. They were amazing.
Mm-hmm. And you can customize them in any way you want. There's
Chicken,
multiple to choose
eggs,
from.
Yeah. It was really good.
It was great. And they give you a ton.
Dude, you could
salad.
Probably split it.
We probably could next time, which we probably will, because I missed it already. It was so good.
Very, very good. Worth every penny. It's a fantastic light option if you're looking for like, hey, on a hot summer day, the last thing you want to do is eat a scalding hot pizza or whatever. So head over to Plaza Inn and get a Cobb salad. Another nice surprise to this trip, and Caitlin was very sweet and surprised me with something. Let me tell you how she did that. So we were walking. No. You surprised me on the first night.
This is the first night.
So we're walking in DCA, and my favorite part of the park is Grizzly Peak. I just love the environment, the ambiance of the area. And she's looking over at Napa Rose and kind of the entrance to the Grand Californian right there from the park. And she goes, hey, where do you think the spa's at? Like, remember we saw the entrance the other day? And I said, oh, yeah. And we're trying to like orient ourselves. It's probably right there. Like, that's probably the window into it. And she goes, oh, you're going to have to tell me like what it looks like and stuff, or how it goes.
How it goes tomorrow.
And I was like, wait, what? And I'm like trying to process, like, what do you mean? And she's like, oh yeah, you got to tell me like how it goes tomorrow at your appointment. And I'm like, what appointment? And she surprised me with what was it called?
It's a 50-minute mindful traveler foot massage.
Yeah, it's called the Mindful Traveler. Mm-hmm. And it was a nearly an hour foot massage and leg massage. They didn't do legs. It was unreal.
Really?
It was so nice. It was so peaceful. That spa is so nice. I know people ripped the last one, Senses Spa. It did not get good reviews. It was a third party. From my understanding, this is a Disney-owned property now with Disney staff, no longer a third-party provider. Mm-hmm. So a little more control on that with quality and all that stuff. And I could tell Disney touches everywhere, like peaceful Disney spa music while you're getting your feet rubbed. It was so relaxing and so nice. I started falling asleep on the chair. Mm. It was so nice. So Caitlin surprised me with that. That was a new fun thing to do. She knows how much I like that stuff. And so while I was getting that done, why don't you say what you did?
Yeah, so I kind of just walked around the park and again got some pictures for Market House Instagram, and it was very hot that day. So I was kind of just walking through Adventures Campus, just getting some pictures, and then I actually ended my trip over at the Grand Californian. Outside of their lounge, there's like these little tables, and I just sat there and kind of watched people in the pool and listen to the music, and
we love that resort. Yeah, so that was a very peaceful thing. I told her that I get to surprise her with something similar our next trip because that was way too nice, and I had no idea she did that. So that was a very nice thing. So if you've got a couple extra dollars and you want some alone time, parents, or if you guys are, don't have kids, whatever, single, everyone's welcome because it was amazing. It's a little pricey, compared to your spas at home, but understand you're at Disney and they do have that Disney touch, so it is different, right?
And the peppermint scrub.
Yeah, that like a peppermint thing, so I could smell my legs all day. That was awesome. And I never moisturize because I'm a guy, so I'm like never moisturizing, so my feet and legs needed it, I bet. They were dry as heck. And everything was like Mickey shaped when she put it on. It was so cool. Yeah. It was really nice.
Oh, good. She was really nice. You liked it.
Yeah, it was awesome. So after that, we walked over to Web Slingers because it was only like a 45-minute wait.
Yeah, and it was our first time going on it.
First time. So our last trip we tried going on, and it was a listed, 55-minute wait, and it ended up being like 90, and so we just dipped out of the line. So this time it was a true 45 minutes, if not a little less.
Yeah.
And we tried Web Slingers. What do you think?
I liked it. I don't think it's something that I would wait an hour for. Yeah, I think if it's like 40 and below, I think that's totally fine. But other than that, I was kind of like, oh, okay, that's fine. That's nice.
It was okay. Same thing. I think if I want to go on, like with my family, like when we go in September, if they want to go on and it's like an hour or less, maybe.
No, there was nothing negative. It just wasn't like my favorite.
Yeah,
but
it's okay.
It was a cool line, and
it felt like a game.
Yeah.
So I could play games at home. But another highlight of that day, we tried Lamplight Lounge for the first time. This was another major highlight. Hotel, we're talking, foot massage. And then next we've got our experience at Lamplight. Caitlin's scrolling through pictures right now, showing me what we did. We first were sat outside because we requested outside next to the water there. And the sun was blaring right into my eyeballs, and I was going to go blind if I sat there. But it was a
beautiful view.
Beautiful view, but just the wrong time of day. We are. What time was our reservation?
It was at 6:05.
Yeah, so the sun is like right in your face.
Yeah, it was. It was a beautiful ambiance of like overlooking the park because the sun was going down, but it was like reflecting off the water.
It was literally, Caitlin was like glowing like an angel when we sat down. I'm like, this is probably going to burn us, and like, yeah. So.
But yeah, we got moved inside, which we were so sweet about.
We requested to move inside.
And it's beautiful inside.
So great. So we sat next to like the cocoa wall, essentially.
Yeah. And it had like all the posters, and there was like Nemo around us and Up.
Yeah, it's all Pixar themed, of course. Yeah. So there's like the chairs are Pixar themed, the walls are Pixar themed.
Everything's Pixar.
Everything.
So loved it.
It was amazing. Just the restaurant itself, right? The decorations, the staff were very nice. Our server was awesome. And let me get to the most important part, and that is the food and drinks. I did order a drink. I got a little foo-foo nice drink. Treated myself. And the freaking nachos changed my life.
Okay, so we did a little customization on it. So again, everyone knows the lobster nachos are amazing there.
Yep.
Again, this is our first time there. So we weren't sure if we were going to like the lobster on it. So we asked them for chicken. So we got the chicken nachos. These were the best nachos I probably ever had. The was it like a chipotle crema or something?
Chipotle crema?
Was chicken. The chicken was like juicy and like, I'm not kidding. It was seasoned. It wasn't just like good. Chicken thrown on top. Like it was so good. And then we split that, and then we split, they had little potato wedges, but they weren't like the normal, like, like TGI Fridays, like, or normal potato wedges you just put in the oven.
Yeah.
They were like deep fried. They look like little pucks of fried potato.
I don't know.
And they tasted like mac and cheese.
Everything we ordered was unreal. Amazing. Yeah. Every single dish, like those two dishes were unbelievably good.
I highly recommend going. If we go back, we're definitely getting the nachos again.
Yeah.
It was so good.
We're trying for hopefully reservations in September with family, larger groups. That'll be harder. Mm-hmm. But I ordered Scream canister.
Scream canister.
It's called the Scream canister. And it was, I'm not going to try and remember all the things. There's some passion fruit in there.
Yeah.
Some kind of rum.
Very strong.
Very strong. They make their drinks strong. So you're getting your money's worth. Yes. They're expensive. It was like $15 or $16. Mm-hmm. But they're not chincing out on the things that you're paying for,
No.
which is alcohol. And again, I normally don't drink out. I don't drink a lot. I maybe have like 5 drinks a year. So it was one of those where I'm like, hey, one in Rome, let's order drinks. So you tried some and it was pretty good.
That's pretty good. It's just really strong.
It was very strong. So yeah, I guess it served its purpose. And again, the waitress and waiters were very nice. And when we were leaving our reservation after eating, stuffed, I said, hey, we've heard so much about this secret room in the back, and we're going with our family in September, larger group, maybe we can get it. Can we just see the door? And she said, yeah, let me ask. And so like 5 minutes later, or not 5 minutes.
Because someone was in there.
Yeah, 15 seconds later, she goes, there's a party in there. We have to be quick, but let me go show you that door. So if you don't know already, there's like this secret room in the back. You have to go through like a staff area to get to it. And it's themed like this. It's this crazy door that like has this crazy lock on it. And you got to like crank this thing and it lights these light bulbs. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, but it gets their own balcony. You get your own little like side balcony outside of that room.
Yeah, you're right
on the water.
You're right in the water. So it's a really cool room. If you have I think a party of like 6 or more or something like that, I think you're eligible to possibly get it. You're not guaranteed it, but I'm hoping our family, we have got a group of like 7 or 8 people going in September. We're hoping to get that room next time. So they were gracious enough to show us that door. We got some pictures of it. I'm sure Caitlin will post something about it on Instagram.
Yes, there's a reel all of our day 2. So that's included some of the Lamplight Lounge stuff.
So yeah, go there if you are interested to see what that looks like. And finally, we ended that day with the best nighttime spectacular, in my humble opinion, with World of Color. And at 12 p.m., we got our Lightning Lane reservation thing. That worked out great.
Is it Lightning Lane?
Sorry, not Lightning Lane.
The thing where you check in, the virtual queue.
That's what it is.
Which
virtual queue.
We thought was also very interesting because we later found, we made some friends while we were waiting for World of Color. We later found that you are in the same area if you get that virtual queue as people that paid for special dining.
Yeah, so I was under the impression that special dining got actual, like, really up close and personal, like a cordon off section, right? Like, these are the dining folks.
Yeah,
no. They just get a guaranteed reservation to the general viewing area with the rest of us virtual queue people.
Right.
So that was weird.
What a great spot, though.
Great spot. So we got there early, like 45 minutes early, and sat next to a couple with a young child. He was the cutest kid I've ever seen in my life. He was 2 years old. The couple were the nicest people we ever talked to there. We like chatted it up for an hour straight. They were the sweetest people in the world. They were young, our age probably.
Yeah.
They had a little boy. And
we had a good group of people around us. They were all families, and they were all so sweet.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
And like walking out that night, I was like, Caitlin, are we ready to have children?
And I was like, oh, okay.
That was one of the few times where I was like, that looks awesome.
Yeah, he was precious.
He was adorable and made me question all of my life decisions. So
wow. Okay.
It got deep there for a second, guys.
As he's eating his chocolate caramel, he's contemplating his life. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, so we did get the chocolate caramels from Bing Bongs. If you've listened to our previous trip reports, our favorite little to-go snack we can throw in the backpack. They were amazing as usual. They're like $7, overpriced as heck, but they are fantastic and delicious and a fun treat to have in the lines. Let me apologize really quick. We're usually like at our time right now. Usually we make like 40, 45-minute episodes. This one's going to go long because we've got a lot to talk about.
We're having so much fun.
We are having a lot of fun. So stick with us.
Yeah.
We'll try and wrap it up soon. But we're on our second day here. So let's talk about highlights of our second day. This was Genie Plus Day. So we woke up. I pulled out my wallet and said, we're spending $40 to skip the lines because that's the reality of Disneyland now. And I'm not going to lie. It's worth it. It is. It sucks to say.
It is.
It's worth it.
It's very much worth it. And I did want to add, the weekend we went was a part of grad night, and it happened multiple times while we were there.
2.
And it was crazy.
Crowded.
Like the lines, Splash Mountain got up to 200 minutes. Caleb posted on Market House Pod, our Twitter account, there was a line for Incredicoaster that looped all the way from the Incredicoaster ride through to this Pixar Pier sign.
So the Pixar Pier entrance over by Lamplight Lounge.
Yeah.
It reached all the way to the entrance of Pixar Pier.
Monsters Inc. was 100 minutes. Like, it was crazy.
It was an insane weekend.
So Genie Plus for the day that we got it was very beneficial. We went on
we actually got to ride rides.
Yeah, we went on a bunch of rides like Guardians, Soarin', the whole shebang. Like we park hopped.
Pretty much everyone available on Genie Plus that's worth riding. Goofy Sky School. We rode everything using that thing.
It was
and it
nice.
works. It works.
I love it.
So yeah, you gotta at least pay for it once, one day a trip.
I think once is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if it's your first time going in years, it's probably worth getting a couple days.
Because it's busy.
Yeah, but if you go once a year and you've ridden pretty much everything, one day a trip is plenty.
Yeah. But yeah, and then after that, after riding a bunch of rides, we went and saw the Tale of the Lion King, which is finally back open after the whole crew got COVID, unfortunately. It opened back up. We saw that. What'd you think?
It was pretty good.
I liked the music.
Yeah.
I am very bitter about this because I love Mickey and the Magical Map that was there. So I do have to say, like, I really missed that show. But the acting was great. I really liked the songs that they were singing and everything was good. Yeah. I wish it was more like animated. Like they had, I don't know.
Yeah. My only complaint would be this. It is that Disney has this they're going down this trend of just recreating the movie in play form.
Right.
So you've got Frozen that they did, and I'm like, okay, I've seen the movie 15 times.
Right.
Mickey and the Magical Map was original. It was all just weird. It was a loose story, just an excuse to get a bunch of random Disney characters on stage, and it worked. They had really good music breaks. Not to say that this Lion King show didn't. It was amazing.
And their vocals were amazing.
Oh, it was unreal. They were very skilled, very talented people.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not their fault. It's just, it's the direction of like, oh, we're just going to run through the Lion King movie. Literally from like, hey, okay, Simba leaves. Oh, no, Scar's the bad guy. Oh, and I'm like, okay, we've seen this. We've seen it a million times. So that's my only complaint is that it's the recreation in a 20-minute form of the Lion King movie.
Yeah.
And I just miss the days of original storytelling and doing a mashup of like fun Disney characters, I guess.
And I did notice, again, I always stare at everybody around me, but I did notice a lot of the younger kids were very bored.
Yeah, I think like 10 minutes in, they started getting antsy. Kids were running around, playing with each other.
There was a good like chunk of kids that were kind of just like not interested in it at all.
Yeah, because again, they can't. I don't think they can like understand like, oh, that's supposed to be Simba the lion.
Yeah. Because they're seeing a cast member.
Yeah.
So it's not like they have because you know how like in some shows they would have Sebastian. Like they'd hold him,
he was like a puppet.
A cast member would. That is like a visual for kids where they're like, "Oh my gosh,
that's Sebastian." Yeah.
But again, I like the way that Disney portrayed the characters. They had like unique costumes, but like it's not the animated character that kids know. So I think that's why they're kind of like, "Where am I?"
Yeah,
so
they're just singing Lion
Yeah.
King.
Other than that, it was good, but I do miss Mickey and the Magical Map.
Yeah, it was okay. Again, if you want a break for 20-25 minutes off your feet and grab a snack in the shade, it is a well worth your time, but I wouldn't rush over there if it's between that and Haunted Mansion or something. Go ride Haunted Mansion. We rode Rise of the Resistance because standby was only like 50 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
So we saw the line dipped at some point in the day, which was crazy. The same day that what do you call it? Mickey and the Magical Map. Mike and Sully, whatever.
Was 100 minutes.
100 minutes. Monsters Inc. Good grief, I can't think of that. Rise of the Resistance was only 45 minutes. So we went in standby and waited 45. Again, surrounded by cool people, fun group. And the only bummer was that there was a bunch of broken ride elements. So again, it was fun that we could ride it, but we got a bunch of like alternate options. So Kylo Ren, spoiler, right? If you haven't ridden,
I think
it's
we're
been
fine
out for a
by
while,
now.
I guess. Yeah, if you haven't ridden it, I mean, skip, I guess. But Kylo Ren's lightsaber did not go through when you're in that elevator part. The turrets, when they're shooting outside of the ship, were not moving. They were just lighting up. Kylo Ren's animatronic towards the end, when he uses the Force on you and pulls your character forward and stuff, he was broken. So they had a piece of the show like covering him, or a piece of the ride, and it was like a screen moment. So he comes out on his...
in his like ship.
Yeah, in his ship, and is like talking to you and tries to shoot you, and then someone shoots him. So it was bizarre.
It was like right before the elevator drop moment.
Is it?
That's when that happened.
Okay,
yeah.
Got it. So yeah, it was a weird experience. Again, it was fun because we love that ride. Even with those broken elements, it is still the best ride, I think, on Disney property, or one of the.
Yeah.
So again, that was a fun experience because we got to see all the weird parts of Rise of the Resistance. We ended our night, not ended, I guess, but we, near the end of the night, watched Fantasmic.
Yes.
Which is the new version. Caitlin was a little upset with the changes they made. I know it's your favorite, or was your favorite nighttime show.
Yeah. You know, I've loved it since I was a little girl, but they changed the music, and it was a little bit of a bummer to me.
Yeah, the singers are different. They changed some of the songs out.
The scenes are different. Again, it's still a good show to me, but I do miss the classic Fantasmic.
Yeah.
You know, for those who don't, spoiler, if you haven't seen it, please skip like a little bit of this. But on the sailing ship Columbia comes out with
pirates.
I almost said Johnny Depp. Jack Sparrow is on it, and like the lines and like the act, it was kind of weird, like the skit that they were doing, like it was very like quiet.
Yeah, it was bizarre. So I don't think the sound was working as well as it used to be, or they have it really low.
Yes, the volume is very low on the show.
Yes.
And the fireworks are loud.
Yeah, so the fireworks are louder than the show, so half the time they're doing stuff and it's like in your ears, and you're like, oh, okay.
But other than that, it was so magical. I love that show.
Yes. So while we were watching this great show, Caitlin goes, we're standing there like towards the back of this little section and we're watching it. And Caitlin goes, hey, that looks like Mondo from Five Fires YouTube channel. If you haven't watched him, watch him. He's
amazing.
Great YouTube channel, Disney guy. And I'm like looking at him and I go, hey, I think that is Mondo. And sure enough, man was at Fantasmic. So
love him.
That guy was cheesing the whole time, just smiling. He truly enjoys what he does.
And he's seriously the happiest person.
Happiest dude I've ever seen.
Like no one was looking at him, and he's just doing a live for like the Fantasmic show. He's just beaming with smiles.
Yes. So he was happy as can be. Caitlin's like freaking out, like, oh my God, I can't believe Mondo's here with us. So we finished the show, and while we're walking out, he was still live streaming, and I shouted over to him like, hey, Mondo, what's up, bro?
Yeah, and he turned the camera to us, and we were on his live.
I know,
and
so we were on the live thing.
If you want to see it, I have it saved on our on Market House Podcast on Instagram. We have a little Disneyland they're not reels. What are they called? The little bubbles that are saved.
Like highlights.
Oh yeah, there's a Disneyland highlight, and there's a picture of us in there meeting him.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so he was a nice guy. He's like, what's up, guys? Have a good night. Yeah. So we saw him, and Caitlin also saw, let's take a break for Celebrity Watch. So we saw Mondo from Five Fires, and then Caitlin saw...
The next day, we were walking over by Indy, and I'm closest to Indy. Caleb's right next to me on my left. And I'm walking, and you know when you see someone, and you're like, I know who you are, but it's not clicking? So I had this moment within a brief 10-second period of time. I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, that's Orlando Bloom. And as I'm thinking this,
Will Turner,
we make eye contact, and it's like, again, it feels like it's a minute. It was probably like 3 seconds, but I'm like, we're just staring at each other, and he's probably like, are you going to say something? And I'm just like, are you Orlando Bloom?
Yeah.
And then in this moment, a dad behind me with a big stroller literally rams into the back of my ankle.
Yeah.
I break eye contact with Orlando to turn around, and he's gone.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was going to Club 33 or something, but it was cool. And then Caleb later was like, yeah, the people in front of you were like staring at him. And
yeah. So like, I'm not going to give a little like benefit of the doubt to that poor dad behind you. So you and the group in front of you slow down very fast to get a glance of Orlando Bloom passing by.
Because he was literally a foot away from me.
Yeah, he was like, it was weird because he wasn't with a plaid, like one of the tour guides. He was with a friend, and they were like just going against all the traffic. Hey, he was on the wrong side of the road. Anyways, he was weaving through people to try and get, I'm assuming, Club 33. And yeah, so the group in front of us, Caitlin stop and like turn around and look at this guy. This poor dad's adjusting his shorts or something like that and lets go of his stroller, rams Caitlin in the ankle, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, like runaway stroller. And I'm like, it's okay, bro.
Like, you just broke my moment with Orlando.
With Orlando. So Will Turner was in the parks while we were there. That was a cool
other fun.
We can add that to the list of people we've seen.
Yeah.
Let's get back to our
last day.
Yeah, well, no, after Fantasmic.
Oh, yes.
We ended the night using Genie Plus to go on all the Fantasmic rides.
Because everyone left.
Yeah, everyone left. So we rode Splash Mountain. For some reason, it broke down during our return time. So it gave us this like multi-pass experience thing. So we were like, oh, we can use it on rides you normally can't use Genie Plus on.
Yeah.
You go through the exit. So all the old Fantasyland rides, you can just go through the exit with this pass. So
we rode all of them. In like 15 minutes.
And the nice thing was all the cast members were like, oh, I don't have the scan thing. Just don't use it. And just come through.
Alice, Mr. Toad, Snow White, Pinocchio. We didn't do Peter Pan because we were
because that was still an hour late.
Yeah. But for Splash Mountain, we went on it. It was a walk-on. We had so much fun riding that. We had a really good vlog group.
Yeah.
And it was great.
It was awesome. So finally, we go to our last day. This is our more than a half day, but like leaving around we left around 4:00.
Yeah.
And unfortunately that morning you have to check out of our fantastic hotel. So we checked out, said goodbye to our room. Caitlin was very sad, saying she missed it. And I said, let's go. We've got a full day of the park, essentially. Yeah. So went over to the park, and we had breakfast at a new place this time. It was if I'm not mistaken, I think it's still called the Grand Californian, the Craftsman Grill. We may be wrong on that one, but it's the inside portion, right? What used to be called Waterfall Snacks or whatever. Remember what that was called? It was called
Waterfall? I don't know if it was Waterfall.
I don't know.
But water something.
Yeah.
I almost said Raging Waters. It's not Raging Waters.
No. Anyways, we ate there. I was able to get a gluten-free like breakfast platter. It had eggs, bacon, toast. It was awesome. Caitlin got a little kid's meal.
It was a waffle, which is perfect size, and some scrambled eggs.
Yeah, it was perfect. Awesome. Very good breakfast. A little pricier than what I'm used to, and I think it's because it's the Grand Californian.
Yeah.
And so that group.
But again, for gluten-free, it's nice having that option for you because it's a breakfast sandwich, a platter, or you have to get egg bites.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all you can have. You can't have Mickey waffles unless you're at a sit-down.
Yeah, and sit-downs are even more expensive. So yeah, this was like $14 a plate, which is a little more expensive than I'm used to for Disneyland breakfast, but that's okay because it was worth every penny. It was very good. Other thing we tried, another highlight that day was some Dole Whip. So we tried a new flavor over at, what's it called?
Tropical Hideaway.
Tropical Hideaway, yes. And I'm usually an anti-watermelon guy. I'm not a giant fan of watermelon, but I was like, you know what? Caitlin surprised me with a massage. I'm going to do her one better. I'm going to surprise her with her favorite Dole Whip. So we tried this time the pineapple/watermelon Dole Whip, and it was very good.
It was amazing.
I was proven wrong. It was very good.
It tasted like, is it called sherbet?
Yeah, sherbet or sherbet.
It's what it tasted like, but it was so good. I loved
Caitlin loved it. So very good. It was a nice warm day again, and that cooled us down quite a bit. And we broke the rules. We did have Dole Whip before lunch.
It was just fun.
It was crazy. We're living on the edge. And then we ended our we had a late lunch, our Disney trip at Pim's Test Kitchen.
Which was our first time.
First time there. Mm-hmm. And we both ordered gluten-free meals so we could kind of share.
Yeah.
So Caitlin got the essentially it's a what is it?
It's a peanut butter and jelly with candied bacon and banana sandwich.
Yum.
Sounds super weird. It was amazing.
Yeah, it came with these really good tater tot things.
It was like Parmesan garlic or something tater tots. Those were absolutely amazing.
Very good.
And then Caleb got, it was like a side salad with is it meat? Like what kind of meat was on it?
Meat? Was it meat? Yeah, it was a pastrami sandwich essentially, right?
With ham, salami.
Yeah, it's a heavy sandwich, not gonna lie, but with like marinara sauce.
It's pretty good.
It was really good. Essentially, it was pizza on bread.
Yeah.
And it was delicious.
It was good.
Heavy, I will admit. So if you're not a giant, like really into rich foods and stuff, probably not the right sandwich for you.
But the peanut butter and jelly and bacon one with banana.
So we both took one half of the sandwiches and shared. That was really fun. Caitlin's sweet enough to order gluten-free when we share.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty much how we ended our trip. Took an Uber, took it back over to John Wayne, and experienced another flight delay. So it ended not great, but it was overall a really, really, really fun trip.
It was magic.
Very fun trip. Yeah. Nighttime shows, the hotel, and the massage and Lamplight, I think were like the biggest highlights for me.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
We literally miss Disney so much. I cannot wait to go back.
Yep. Sometimes at the end of a trip, you go, oh, okay, like I'm good. I got my fix in.
Yeah.
I don't need to go back. This time I was ready to go back the next day.
Yeah.
So yeah. And honestly, guys, surprising your significant other at the parks is fun. I need to do that now. It's my turn.
Don't. I didn't do it for you to do it back to me.
Caitlin, it's just how it happens, bro. It's just how it works. So Caitlin was sweet enough to do that. It's a fun surprise. Let me tell you, it's fun. Being on vacation is fun enough, but then when you get an even like cooler surprise, I guess, on top of that, it like makes the vacation. So that was fun. That was a really fun trip.
Oh, you're sweet.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Treat me nice. So that is our trip report. Again, thank you so much for sticking with us. This is longer than usual, but we had so much fun and so much to talk about. Mm-hmm. If you have not already, follow us on Instagram over at Market House Podcast, Market House Pod on Twitter. Caitlin's been on there kind of posting our daily reels. So day 1, day 2, day 3, showing the highlights. So go on there if you want to see all of our fun visual moments at the parks. Again, Market House Pod for Twitter if you want to hear my take on stuff. If you're interested in that, I guess. I don't know. If you haven't already, I know you haven't because we don't have one yet, but please leave a review on Apple Podcasts. That would be so awesome. Spotify, you can rate us as well with the old star system. That would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much for listening to us, guys. Have a great week, and we will see you next time.
Bye. Bye.